I promise I'm only doing this because Kachan said I could wear his hoodie if I did, because he had to read one about us, so now I have to read one about him and about us. And what is it called again? It's fan fiction. Fan fiction. I've never even, haven't heard of that before. Don't know what that is.
I'm leaving.
Bye, Kachan.
Yeah, whatever.
He can't know that I know what fan fiction is because I write the ones that he reads. So anyways, hello, and welcome back. Today we are going to be reading Bakudeku fan fiction. Now, I've read a lot of these. I like Bakudeku. I like me and Kachan. I don't know, it was an accident that I found it one day. It was an accident. I deliberately looked it up because I found out that there was a such thing as fan fiction, because I would obviously write all my fan fiction, about him being a pro hero and being amazing. And then I ended up I ended up searching Bakudeku fan fiction because I just wanted to see, and there's a lot. I have a cappuccino. So we're doing it. We're gonna read it. And it sounds really cute. It's called Pink Petals. It's on Archive of Our Own because that's my favorite place to read fan fiction. Oh, I forgot to do the intro. So welcome, hello, and welcome back. We're reading Bakudeku fan fiction. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up so that way I can come back and stutter more on here. Oh, if you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up. If you're new, you can subscribe and click the bell. That way every time, I have a band-aid. That way every time Nikki posts a new video, you'll get notified. She posts on Tuesdays, Fridays, and every other Sunday. Don't look at the stuff on the dresser, okay? Her room's kind of dirty. She has to clean it tonight. You can click the little bell, that way every single time she posted. Did I already say that? Did I already say that? Yeah. So anyways, let's get right into this Bakudeku fan fiction. I'm a little nervous to read it because I just don't know what to expect. This is one I haven't read before, so I don't know how. It's a fluff because I love fluff. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I hope it's not sad because I've read some angsty ones and I was sad for 3 days. Sorry, my hair looks kind of messy. Put on the hood. It's called Pink Petals by The Queen on Archive of Our Own. It's 1,946 words, one chapter. It's a one-shot, and yes, all the fan fictions we always read are going to be found on Archive of Our Own. Oh, you know what I should have said? Smash a thumbs up. Smash. Get it? Detroit, smash that thumbs up. It's a really good one. So the summary is, Katsuki receives an anonymous bouquet one fine spring morning. What happens can only be considered inevitable. Did I send Kachan the bouquet? That's so romantic of me. Did I take notes? I'm gonna take notes on how to get Kachan to fall in love with me. Oh, that's a very pretty picture. Oh, it's a flower exchange. It's rare that Kachan? It's weird saying Katsuki. It's rare that Katsuki arrives late to class, but somehow sleeping through his alarm, he blames Kaminari. He doesn't know how, he doesn't know why, but he knows. And having to scramble to take a shower, he just barely manages to make it through the door before the first bell rings. The class is oddly hushed. The weight of their stares lay heavy across his back, and he pouts slightly. Is there something on his face? He glares, scanning the room. Don't stare at Kachan for too long. He'll explode. Only I can stare at Kachan. Seriously. Is there something on his face? He glares, scanning the room for a snicker or a smirk, but he finds nothing and oddly shocked at the odd faces. What? He snaps. We got a problem? Look. Years of practicing to be like him, and now I can do it perfectly. Die! 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 There's a moment of tense silence as Katsuki hunches slightly in front of the class, hands raised and fingers curled. Then Kaminari is jumping out of his seat, blonde hair sparkling up in excitement as he rushes forward. Sidestepping at the last second, Katsuki watches him skid across the floor. He just barely missing the teacher's desk. Baku bro! Kaminari wails, hands flailing. You didn't tell us you had a boyfriend? Eyebrows furrowing. Who's his boyfriend? It better be me. It better be me. I'm just kidding. I said I was just kidding and I felt my heart in my throat. That was so weird. I hope it's me. Let me love you. Let me be the one to... Eyebrows furrowing in confusion. He glares harder. What the fuck are you talking about? Dude, your desk. Kirishima grins, shark teeth on display. He gestures with a Ida-like swoop to the wooden desk behind him. Turning, he feels his cheeks heat up the minute he sees it. A bouquet of pansies. Oh, pansies are so pretty. Purple and blue and yellow. His favorite flowers arranged carefully in a paper roll tied with twine. He feels Kirishima inching closer and huffs, shifting his bag higher onto his shoulder before stomping the last few steps to his desk and taking a seat with a loud thud. His eyes on the flowers critically, not a petal bent or bruised. Good. Well? Kaminari asks, an annoying twinkle in his eye as he takes in Katsuki's burning cheeks. None of your fucking business, dunce face. Katsuki snarls just as Aizawa arrives. Katsuki knows this isn't over. It isn't over, that his friends won't leave him alone until they know who was brave enough to court the resident explosive expert. And if he sets the flowers gently on the floor, careful not to damage them, everyone knows well enough not to answer. He manages to dodge the question for the rest of the day, going hard in hero classes as a reminder why people need to mind their own goddamn business. As you should, Kachan. Don't tell anyone about our love. Ashido is a tricky one. When it comes to romance, she's a shark in the water. Baby, there's a shark in the water, water. That's such a good song. He has to be careful, sticking close to Kirishima, who knows when it's best to back the frick off. Back the bleep off. I don't say frick. I mean, I don't say curse word. She nearly gets him in the dorms, but in the end, he manages to get to his room and lock the door when the clock struck 10. The next morning, he isn't even surprised to see pansies on his desk. Oh, again? Oh, okay, said pansies twice. The hag had gone through a phase when he'd been 7, flipping through every flower arrangement magazine on the planet, trying her hand at placing flowers in groups and in small indoor gardens. He'd watched with Deku as she cut the stems on their kitchen counter, arranging roses and lilies together to create colorful centerpieces. He knew what pansies mean. The hag had chattered non-stop about how romantic they were, how she wished the old man would do something like that. When his old man reminded his mom that his love was anything but secret, she scowled and playfully slapped him, demanding that that wasn't the point. The next day, the old man had come home with a bouquet of roses and in the center a single yellow pansy for a secret love. It was one of the few times he'd seen the hag blush. Now he picks up the bouquet of pink pansies and dares to smell them. He's the only one in the room after all. No one has to know. Next to them is a box of his favorite Mexican chocolate. Ooh, Kachan loves Mexican chocolate. It's spicy. The heavy bricks of powdered chocolate and spice wrapped in clear plastic tied off with a comic book explosion themed ribbon. Good job, me. Me in this universe is really doing it. Give myself a pat on the back. We're wooing Kachan. He snorts and places him carefully in the side pocket of his backpack. At the end of class, he takes a single pink petal and leaves it on the desk for his stalker to find. The third day, Ashido breaks. She whines, grabbing his shoulders with manicured nails as she holds the last bouquet, a fiery explosion of reds and oranges against his chest as he walks to lunch. Give me something, Blasty. Blasty, nickname for Kachan. Blasty. He'll probably kill me if I call him Blasty. Why are you calling me Kachan? Because I want to call you Blasty. She begs, tugging hard at his arm. He scowls but lets her, used to his friend's antics. At his side, Kirishima shrugs helplessly. Katsuki rolls his eyes. Don't make me drop them, is all he tells her. Oh, this is so cute. God, I'm so good at this. In this universe, in this AU, in my universe, I'm just a stuttering mess and just praying to God that Kachan makes a move one day. But who knows, maybe I'll just die. She eyes him for a moment, black and yellow, squinting in thought. You know who it is, don't you? Katsuki looks away, eyeing the tree line that held the answers of the universe. You! She shrieks, you know and you're not telling me? Katsuki smirks. It's none of your business, Pinky. She groans. Give me something, Blasty. My romance life is dead. Kirishima is laughing, the useless idiot, shaking the other idiot loose. Katsuki takes some needed space. Why not bother Dunce Face over there about his love life then? Kaminari's dead-end crush on Jiro is old news. Ashido brutally teases. Kaminari gasps in fake betrayal, clutching his chest as he swoons into Kirishima's arms. I don't think this part is English. I can't read that. I think it might be French. It's this. You'll live, Ashido promises before turning her attention back to Katsuki. But this is news. You have a secret admirer. Is it really a secret though? Kirishima pipes in. Ashido gasps, jumping forward to latch onto the redhead. You know? Tell me! So you figured it out, Katsuki adds, smirking slightly. Nice to see you use your brain, hair. Hey! Kirishima pouts before laughing it off. I just figured there's only one guy on this planet that our resident time bomb would accept pansies from. Ashido falls silent for a moment, thoughtfully tapping her finger against her chin. And there's a brief moment of beautiful silence before her eyes widen and her mouth falls into a small, oh. Wait, who is it? Kaminari cries. Come on, tell me. Ashido hisses, staring first at the flowers in his hand and then at Katsuki. You gotta tell him you know, Bakugo. When he's ready, he'll tell me, Katsuki says, shaking his head. They're almost at the cafeteria, choosing to take the longer, less crowded route since everyone knew how much he loved crowds, Sero having run ahead to save them a table. You'll be waiting until your 40s at this rate. Yeah, you will, Kachan. I'm scared. I'm nervous. Please just make a move. Ashido says, shaking her head. He puts himself out there. You have to answer. There must be a reason he's staying anonymous, Katsuki corrects. But it really is obvious, Kirishima points out. He knows you know. He can't not know. They don't know you know. They don't know. They don't know. I know. They know, we know. He sighs thoughtfully, looking at the flowers in his hand. He thinks of the 2 others on his windowsill and shrugs. You don't have to, Ashido admits. If you're not ready, that's another thing. But after all this time, all the progress you 2 have made, it wouldn't hurt, Kirishima finishes, nodding sagingly. I don't think it will anyway. Katsuki hums thoughtfully. Will someone tell me what we're talking about? Kaminari cries, throwing his hands to the sky. Katsuki covers his face with his flowers to hide his laugh. Kirishima starts cackling and Ashido thumps lovingly on his back. One day when you're older, she promises. Guys! Kaminari whines. Come on, this isn't fair! Izuku packs his bag slowly, taking care to place his notebooks in the correct order as he waits for the class to exit. He watches from the corner of his eye as Kacchan gets up, grabs his backpack and the flowers before joining the rest of the Baku squad at the door. Their voices carrying down the hallway as they head back to the dorms. There's a small part of Izuku, terrified and anxious, that had worried Kacchan would toss the flowers away, sneer at everyone in the class, and state that he was above romance. When he had done none of that, Izuku's anxiety had only slightly lessened. When Katsuki had left him pedal, his stomach twisted in knots. Looking at the desk in front of him, Izuku feels his heart constrict as he notices the neatly folded paper sitting atop it. Inching closer, he peers at the card and feels his heart stop when it reads, in Kacchan's neat kanji, Izuku. Ah! This is so cute! It has my real name on it? Oh my god, that's so romantic. His face feels like it's on fire. He wants to run and hide. He wants to pretend he never saw the card. But he's not a coward. And he and Kacchan have come a long way since middle school. 3rd years in UA. Future pro heroes. He's working hard to get where he is. Even if the card is a quiet, polite rejection, then Izuku will move on. He spent this long nursing the quiet love for Katsuki Bakugo. He prepared himself for the future, where it was never returned. I'm so intrigued. Shouldering his backpack, he opens the cards and reads the message summoning him to the gardens behind the school. He glances at the clock. It had only been a few minutes. He steels his nerves and walks forward. The gardens are in full bloom, and he peeks at this. This is so cute! The spring of flowers leaving everything warm and saturated. The leaves look greener, and the grass beneath his shoes feels softer. Kacchan is sitting. Kacchan is sitting beneath the limbs of a weeping willow, its long limbs framing in a sea of green. Izuku swallows hard and keeps moving forward. It's weird to say your own name. Say it. Say your own name. Pause and say your own name. Izuku. Feels awkward. Izuku. No. The letter clenched tightly in his hands. He notices as he walks, oh, my heart's starting to beat fast. What if he rejects me? He notices as he walks closer that the flowers are missing, and his heart stings a little. He doesn't know what it means, but the same anxious part grows just a little larger. Kacchan, he says, when he's close enough. The limbs of the willow cutting off the rest of the world, creating a quiet bubble. Here there is nothing but him and Kacchan and the smell of spring. Deku, Kacchan greets, moving so there's room on the bench for it. So there's room on the bench for Izuku to sit. He takes a silent cue and settles down, drops his bag at his feet at a patch of bright neon yellow. I got your message, Izuku explains, as if Kacchan doesn't know. He feels his nerves spark, sweat gathering on his neck, and he doesn't know what to say, what to do. When he thought of the pansies, he had a spur of the moment bravery, this sort he usually only gets before a big battle. He'd been in the kitchen watching Katsuki cook, the sound of sizzling oil dominating the room when he felt it. A deep, unrelenting wave of admiration, of love, cultivated from his childhood, kept alive by the knowledge that beneath the animosity lay a good heart and a great hero. We stand Kacchan! And nurtured in the last 2 years as Izuku and Kacchan fought to reforge their friendship. In that moment, he had to tell him. Somehow, he had to make sure Kacchan understood. I got yours. It's so cute! You love me too? Kacchan says, bringing him back to the present. He fidgets. What a day to see Katsuki Bakugo fidget. Kacchan presses his hands together, the barest crackle of a spark muffled by skin. He looks at Izuku waiting. Izuku takes a deep breath and nods, anxiety leaving butterflies in his belly, but he refuses to look away. Kacchan, he says, green meeting red, will you go on a date with me? Kacchan smiles, really genuinely smiles, a delicate curve of pink petal lips. I'd like that. Kachan, if you're watching this, go away. That was great. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up. If you're new, you can subscribe and click the bell. That way every single time Nikki posts a new video, you will get notified. She posts on Tuesdays, Fridays, and every other Sunday. If you want to see me read more fan fiction or do something else, then feel free to comment down below what you'd like to see me do or what you'd like to see me read. I've been hanging out with Kaminari too much. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I certainly did. I'm gonna go buy some pansies. So the queen from Archive of Our Own, Pink Petals. Thanks so much. I'm gonna go get a move on and see what happens. I love you guys so much. Remember to stay safe, do your homework, and drink water, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.